channel. This is Maeve. I'm so glad you're tuning in to the third part of this series. So today I'm finishing up interior design of the downstairs and hallway areas, maybe a bit of the landscaping, I don't remember, but we're also going to do some finishing touches, which includes decorating for Christmas. And then next week you'll get to see a fly-through of the finished home using the in-game cinematic camera. That's going to be a shorter video, and you're not going to actually hear from me next week in a voiceover. It's just going to be some music. I've actually already fallen very behind on recording my gameplay. I know I'm a slow builder, so I came up with some other video ideas, like fly-through videos of the other builds that I've uploaded to the gallery, but I didn't record myself building them back then. And I could do makeovers and create a sim, which I'll talk more about later. But it's been taking me some time to get used to the cinematic camera for those fly-throughs. It's a simple interface, but in smaller parts of the build, like small areas like the bathroom, it takes a little bit of finessing and it doesn't always do what you want it to do. So I was also kind of interested in the first person camera, which I mentioned in a previous video is kind of like your sim is wearing a GoPro. But Sims move their heads around too much and I kept getting motion sickness, so maybe that wouldn't be a very enjoyable video. Anyway, I don't have a lot of builds up on the gallery, maybe like 3, and that might include this one. So once I do those fly-through videos, I'll be looking for someone else's builds to tour, and I'm just wondering, would it be rude to just tour a stranger's build on my channel? Like, would they be upset? Should I get permission to tour other people's builds first? Or would anyone watching this want to volunteer a build of theirs for me to tour? Because I would love to tour your builds. Please comment if that's something that would interest you. And oh yeah, here we are doing some landscaping. I just honestly finished building this so long ago that I even finished editing it like at least a week or two ago. And I haven't watched it since I finished editing it, so I completely forgot what I was doing with this build in the third part of the video. I haven't even watched the part 2 with the voiceover that I've uploaded. I finished the voiceover at like after midnight a week ago, and then I set it to upload first thing Friday morning, and I never went back and watched it. I have no idea how it turned out. So let's talk about Sims makeovers. I went to the gallery and later I went to Google looking for a Sims makeover challenge. I was thinking one person makes a sim intentionally not very well dressed. They could be disheveled or mismatched. Maybe they're just clueless about how to dress. Maybe they're too over the top and extreme in their style or whatever. But then another person would then give that sim a makeover. But all I could find were the, I think it's called Ugly to Beauty, where you have to start with an ugly sim. I hate saying that. And then basically you try to like use the genetics to remove the ugly traits through the like this lineage of Sims. And there's a lot to unpack there, and I'm not going to get into all of it because I'm trying to keep this light. But that's not at all the type of challenge that I'm looking for. I did see that there's a townie makeover challenge, which is more the kind of thing that I'm going for, but I went looking through all the townies because I've never played a single one of those households, and they all either didn't need a makeover or I felt they didn't deserve one. Like, I thought about making over the Goth family, but so many people have done that before, and they already look pretty good in my opinion. I thought about making making over the pancakes. Yes, for those of you who don't play The Sims, there's a couple called Bob and Eliza Pancakes, and their outfits are pretty generic, so people love to give them makeovers, but they're just not very interesting people. And to be honest, I kind of don't like Eliza. I didn't spend very much time with Bob, but Eliza, she's materialistic. She doesn't have a job. She's a wealth aspiration and she doesn't work and doesn't seem to have any hobbies. So, like, what does she do all day? Um, anyway, I thought about making over the land grabs, but they're selfish jerks. And I thought about making over that cat lady who lives on the dock in Brindleton Bay. But what if she's happy in her quirky style? She seems happy in her unconventional fashion choices with her mini cats. So I was sort of hoping that it might be more fun if some of y'all would help me out and create some Sims for me who you think need a makeover and who would want a makeover. And bonus if you give them a little backstory, because clothing choices have to make sense for the lifestyle of the individual. You know, their income level, their personal taste, what they find comfortable, how they see themselves. So if that's something that interests you, it would make me so happy if you would find this channel's page on Facebook. Don't forget to hit the follow button and send me a message. So what I'm doing right now in this build you're watching, I don't have a lot of choices in the game when it comes to wall art because I don't have a lot of packs yet, and I'll never use custom content on anything I ever upload to the gallery. But there's some sort of workaround for that. I honestly don't know how it works. It's probably the same concept as the way they do it in Animal Crossing, but I don't play that game. But anyway, these are custom artworks that are painted by Sims in the game so that you're able to have more art than what came with the base game and whatever packs you have. Without having to download custom content. And I'd love to learn how to do this if only I knew what to Google. So if you know, please tell me because I'd love to be able to do that. What was I talking about before? Makeovers and Facebook? So actually this week's shout out is going to my friend Ashley, who has agreed to be the first person to send me a Sim to make over. Possibly more than one Sim. I have no idea what she has planned for me, but I can't wait to find out. Hi, Ashley! And also, yes, this week I made a Facebook page for this channel, so look for Mavelous on Facebook. It's spelled exactly how it is here on my channel, and I'll have to remember to add the link in the description below and also on the About section of my channel page. But I'll be posting Sims memes over there and discussing whatever I'm doing here on the channel. And if you want to reach out to me through Facebook Messenger, through my page, that would be awesome. You know, if you want me to do a fly through of one of your builds, or you want me to make over one of your Sims, or you are another YouTuber and you want to collaborate, that would be like a dream come true for me, but I probably need more subscribers first. But you can send me a message through my Facebook page if you want to get in touch with me about any of those things. And I'll eventually get onto all the other social media sites to promote my channel as well, like Insta, Twitter, maybe Tumblr, I don't know. But I don't want to get too overwhelmed with that stuff. I don't generally use any social media besides Facebook, which I mostly use to keep in touch with friends and family who live far away. Anyway, I should probably talk some about this build. I did put a lot of time and effort into this kitchen. I think kitchens are one of my favorite parts of the house to build, whereas I don't really enjoy doing bedrooms because when you build a lot, you end up having to do so many of them that it's easy to run out of ideas. I may have over cluttered the island counter. I just love clutter so much. I love to see it in other people's builds, and I love the attention to detail, and so I'm just obsessed with putting so much clutter. A big problem that I have is not having enough variety of items, which is why I recently, when there was a sale going on, bought 4 stuff packs so I could have some more stuff to clutter with. And in about 15 seconds, we're gonna get to this shelf that's in the like hallway, front room, foyer. Anyway, in this room, I'm using the tool mod, TOOL. It allows you to move items in ways the actual game interface doesn't allow. So these are actually books from the debug menu. They're the actual books that your sim takes from the bookshelf and can hold in their inventory and read. They're not meant to be used in build mode, but with cheats, they're accessible. And then I used the tool mod to change their elevation. So usually they would just lock to one spot, like on a counter or on the floor. But I use tool to elevate them and also to rotate some of them and to place a few of the other items in this build, like the snow shovels and the rake in the garage and the laundry on the ottoman in the master bedroom upstairs. So the cool thing about this mod is that you don't need to have the mod installed to download this build. The books will be placed where I put them, even if you don't have any mods. The only thing is, if you move any of these books from where I placed them, or your sim moves any of them, then you won't be able to put it back without the mod. But I playtested this build with full autonomy turned on, and my sims didn't mess with any of those items, so it should be good. My goodness, I just realized that earlier in this video, I told you that you would see me decorate this build for Christmas. But I just realized I didn't record any of that because it honestly wasn't very interesting to watch. So you'll have to wait until next week to see it decorated for Christmas. And I'm really sorry if I misled you, but I can't wait to show off this build in the fly-through. And by the way, I mentioned in my last video about moving my audio setup to a different room, and I ended up actually doing that. So I'm hoping there's a little less reverb in here and that you're hearing less of my heater in the background also. The other thing I need to work on is the background music. I'm questioning if I should even keep it or if I should just do the voiceovers plain with nothing in the background. And I would love to know your opinion on this, but I have some trouble with the background music. It sometimes feels like it's competing with the voiceover and it's distracting. But possibly what I really need is to just find some better editing software. However, for now, I think I'll just stick with what's free, and maybe I'll start really investing in this when I have more than just a handful of subscribers. But I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on my voiceovers. Specifically, I think people just like the sound of my voice, which makes sense to me because I was at one time a pretty decently trained vocalist, but I'm out of practice. And also, I have been in customer service for over a decade and a half, but anyway, I have been trying to go for a soothing ASMR kind of vibe. In fact, I have added ASMR to my tags because, listen, I know I only have a couple of comments here on YouTube, but in real life, almost everyone has, unprompted, said that my voice sounded just so nice to them and perfect for ASMR. So thank you so much for the feedback because it's very helpful and I'm trying to lean into that. So can we talk about YouTube analytics for a second? They're just a little bit fascinating to me because my mom was a math teacher when I was growing up, and so I've always been kind of a nerd for geometry and numbers. But anyway, I'm surprised at how well my channel is doing after only a couple of weeks and just a couple of videos. I'm getting a lot of views from people who are not subscribed, and a lot of views from these quote unquote impressions, which is what YouTube calls it when it suggests your videos to users based on what they're already watching. And I'm looking forward to having had this channel for a month or two so I can have more representative chunk of data. But also, if you're watching this and you're enjoying it, hit that subscribe button. 71% of the total time people have spent watching my videos, 71% of that time has been from people who are not subscribed to the channel. So please like this video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell if you'd like to get push notifications each time I release a video, leave a comment. I love comments. And check out my new Facebook page, which has the exact same name as this channel. And it's getting to be about that time. So remember, I won't be doing a voiceover next week, so you'll probably hear from me again on December 18th when I'll hopefully be showing you a makeover. If not a makeover, then possibly a tiny home for a single sim or a couple, or maybe just a regular gameplay video. But in the meantime, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Please remember to stay hydrated, and I will see you next time.